The garden of Dain walked far beyond the Rift Valley, carrying the seeds of the great tree and the vision granted by the buffalo of Revelation. He had seen the future, one of ruin, of forgetting, of a world where the mycelium was severed from the land. But he had also seen something else, a possibility woven within the web, a world of renewal, a place where all life flourished together in balance. And so, he sought to make it real. The dream of the abundant garden then spoke of a garden unlike any before it, a place where food did not belong to one, but to all, where fruit and nuts ripened in the open air, where cattle grazed between rows of towering trees, where grains and mushrooms grew side by side in harmony. It would be a place of abundance, of renewal, of balance, a reflection of the web itself. As he traveled, he gathered seeds and saplings, bartering for the sacred gifts of the land. He carried date palms from the desert, walnuts from the mountains, mango pits from the river valleys, and chestnuts from the old groves. He found wild grains nestled in forgotten meadows, and mushrooms blooming in the shade of fallen trees. He sought the wisdom of beekeepers and learned to guide the pollinators that would carry life between the blossoms. He did not hurry. He did not claim. He only planted. The planting of the eternal grove at last, Dain came upon a land untouched by greed, a valley where the rivers ran clear, where the winds whispered through tall grass, where the mycelium pulsed beneath the earth like a sleeping heartbeat. Here he would make the vision real. The garden did not grow in the harsh, rigid lines of conquest, but in the soft curves of the land itself. The trees followed the natural slopes of the hills, their roots woven into the shape of the valley, moving like a great river of green. Orchards rose in winding patterns, their canopies bending with the wind, their branches tangled in a sacred embrace. The grains grew in sunlit clearings, nestled between the trees, while mushrooms sprouted in the damp hollows where the forest met the meadows. The cattle grazed between the trees, their hooves pressing the seeds into the earth, their breath warming the roots below. He set hives within the wildflowers, the bees moving between berry blossoms and fruiting vines. He planted herbs and flowers among the crops, calling forth the unseen forces that kept the web in balance. At the heart of the grove, he designed something sacred, a great circle of standing stones, each carved with the sigils of the Earthkeepers, placed not at random, but in alignment with the stars. The eastern and western stones framed the rising and setting sun at the equinox, marking the balance of day and night. Others pointed true north, or aligned with the arc of Lunara's moon. Between the stones, trees were planted in a wide ring, their branches reaching inward, as if bowing toward the altar at the center. This was not merely a garden, it was a celestial temple, a living compass where sky and soil met in perfect rhythm. And at its center, something more, the place of communion. Here, beneath moonlight and mycelium, seekers consumed the sacrament, not alone, but together. As the sacred flesh dissolved on their tongues, their thoughts grew still and then opened, boundaries blurred. Visions were not only seen, but shared. Feelings moved from heart to heart, not through words, but through knowing. They heard each other's truths. They remembered together. And for a few sacred hours, they became one mind rooted in many bodies, like the mycelium itself. This was the first circle of the shared web, a practice not only of vision, but of union. The altar was not just for awakening. It was for becoming whole.